Hello, it's me, fddcsjxk. Today, I'm here with a game that I played with viewer, I'm Merc, on Aphotic Arena Anew. Merc just invited me to a game, and yeah, it's like, yeah, why not? Sounds fun. Aphotic Arena Anew, it's a league map. I hadn't played but I think one game on it. I was against a player that wasn't very good. I am really uncomfortable in tier 2. There's not a character in tier 2 that I really feel like I understood well, so I thought this was a good opportunity for me to try something new out, and this was the first game I had ever played as Max, I'm pretty sure. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is an interesting first move. I think I understand why, in the context of the next move, why this is like the play. But I don't know if you have to move here in order to get there. In order to get to the next move. I moved my ship, my black boat, just within movement range of... I suppose it already was in movement range, but... yeah, so this is where Merc moves his black boat, and this is really smart. We'll see what Merc does with it. He uses it to move this infantry in range of this much more contested city than what I do with mine. I take mine into these back cities, which are important and obviously a decent capture chain, but not quite as contested as this. Getting a hold of this early on, I think, helped out Merc a lot. And it's not like Merc waited a whole lot of time to get these back cities either, which was important. I think that generally Merc's cap phase is a lot better than mine, and I think that it shows with how the game plays out. Merc has the first tank in the southernmost area of the map, and moves it forward to basically threaten this city and almost anything else that I would be doing. Like, can't move up here towards the cities in the center of the map. This is a really far forward tank. This is a good place for this tank to be for now. It's serving a similar purpose to this tank, and also this tank is where this tank is sitting. This is, it's a lot less safe than the comparable one that I've got. So that's all well and good. We both got second tanks in the southern area. No real fighting at all taking place yet. So now these two tanks are together, and that's all well and good. Third tank coming out for Merc. And I don't know what I was really thinking here. I moved this tank into the city. And I build this battlecopter. I know that max battlecopters are really good, but the issue is that I should have built just another tank. I would have been able to save a little bit of money. I would have been able to defend this area with the tank from the base. And that would have been much more effective than this battlecopter, which is guaranteed to not do anything next turn. And I didn't move this at all, which is another huge issue. I could have protected this from at least one side, perhaps. See, there's only 2 areas where this tank can be attacked from. So if I had moved this tank right here, then I could have had a line where, well, any of my units could have only been attacked a single time. And that would have been a much preferable situation to this. I just lose this tank, basically, as a result. And then the tank that Merc made drives up to protect this, so I'm just at a permanent tank disadvantage here now because I built this battlecopter. This is a play that is just like abysmally bad, and I can say that because this is me. I feel like this battlecopter was just the worst decision that I made this game. Maybe second worst. I'll get to the other decisions I make in this game, but certainly I think that having like the supply line, I didn't realize how important it was on this map to just like immediately be able to reinforce these. I mean, generally I know that's like a good rule, but I thought that I would have enough space / time to get this battlecopter over there, but in reality I just absolutely don't. And that's where the game starts heading south for me. I haven't been able to capture this, whereas Merc was able to take this from the really smart black boat play that I'll definitely be stealing in the future from him. So there's that. And then a big issue is that there's nowhere I can really put this, because like I could put it here. There's nowhere. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this tank. This tank is dead weight, more or less. And this anti-air is gonna come, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the battlecopter then. This mech up top is to deal with the potential recon strikes on infantry. I'm just going to move the infantry with this mech, and that'll protect them. I learned my lesson, so I didn't just build another tank this turn. So I'm building another battlecopter. This seems good. Like, these walls do seem good. I'm glad that this tank is going to get fixed up a little bit. I am kind of hurting for funds at the moment, but at least I've evened up the incomes. I still have these to take, which is something. This is like another issue where I just don't have anything to protect. If I had a tank here, then it would be able to return fire in this way. Instead, he just gets a bunch of first strikes. This ends up not going like tremendously poorly for me. The tank in the top area of the map is going to protect the infantry from this. Like, this up here does seem really strong. I'm very happy how I'm playing the top part of the map, and I'm not happy at all about how I'm playing the bottom part. But I think at this point I realized that I have an advantage. This is like a 2-base side. Even though these are pretty far apart, this is my 2-base side, so I started investing in this a little bit more than what I was putting in the bottom. I don't remember who gave me the advice to just play where I'm strong, and I think that that's just kind of what I tilted into doing. Just, you know, I'm losing here, well, I'll do as best I can, and then I'll focus somewhere else. That move is like crazy good. Just being able to move all the way over here from this base seems really far. It seems a lot farther than this is able to move, and that's probably intentional. It's probably the way the map is designed. So I make like some really good infantry plays up here, but I don't think that it's going to matter because this medium tank I'm not going to really be able to deal with effectively in any kind of way. I wall off anything from being able to hit my capping infantry, which I feel pretty good about. This is a really bad play. I didn't realize how bad of a play this was. I didn't realize that this copter was, or that this anti-air was here, and like taking out this is just not any good. Maybe I thought that I would cover, but like there's just not enough. Yeah, I just didn't do enough protecting on that battlecopter, and that's a pretty big issue. Medium tank starts coming in. My top side kind of gets ripped to shreds. Bot's still not going well. But I have Super CO power next turn. So, hit the button, the funny button. That's a good hit. This is a really good hit onto the copter. It just completely kills it. I wasn't even expecting that in the replay. That was a 1 HP copter. That doesn't count. So I organized this in a way that I thought that nothing would be able to kill this 2 HP infantry. And so that this anti-air is not going to be able to hit this. And I mean, I got like I looking at the numbers here, I'm actually pretty happy about all this because I don't feel like I've been, well, I don't feel like I was super far gone except for the fact that he had Super CO power. I feel like after the Super CO power, I just lose here. I don't think that there's anything that I could build that would save me. Especially in the bottom area, like just one turn of not being able to do anything. He's got these 4 tanks here. I've got 1 tank and this battlecopter, and like it's not really going to be able to do anything. It doesn't matter that he doesn't have an anti-air down here because this isn't going to be able to. It's like it's not going to be able to serve any kind of function. Maybe I should have played it out, but I think that this is a really good lesson in terms of like supply lines and how important they are. Like the turn where like this is a good place for this tank this turn. It protects all the cities that I want to capture. It forces his tank to retreat. This is a good place for the tank to be, obviously. It's here. I should have moved this to protect one of the sides on the tank. I definitely was not doing the calculation on these moves to see that this was a completely safe space. This tank was completely ineffective this turn, and then building this battlecopter sealed the deal that I was losing down here. I think that this is really like a game losing play, whereas if I had just built a tank like normal, then it would, the distance that this tank has to move to be, there's a tank when it spawns is immediately protecting these 2 tanks because they would all be within move range of each other. And that's much more valuable than a battlecopter, which can change fronts, immediately being able to defend. And it gave Merc an advantage on this turn, where he just completely destroys this tank. And it made me unable to complete my capture phase, basically, because I don't think that I ever get a hold of this city. Yeah, I never get a hold of that city. So this city goes completely uncaptured, and this city Merc would have taken. Hit a funding lead the entire game because of, well, it ends with us even, I think, because I take this. But, I mean, he would have had this next turn. He would have had the advantage. But not being able to get either of these contested cities on the outsides is really significant. It was a really smart idea of the black boat play that Merc used was a lot better than my black boat usage, just going for these safe properties, which I could have taken like 2 turns later and been totally fine with. The things that the infantry that I put on this island is completely incapable of protecting anything or fighting really with my main forces, which is a pretty serious issue. This is also the side that has to work towards the neutral base for Merc. So that's another thing for me to consider, is that moving it forward is good because he has 1 less infantry. When I went back here early on, that's taking like an infantry out of the fight for a considerable amount of time that it should not have to do that. There should be probably some sort of second turn advantage thinking about that like the FTA counter infantry starts here, so it gets to go back for free. Merc would have had to take an infantry off of this front to go capture these, and he would have also had to take an infantry off of this front to go back, but I get a free infantry to do that with, basically. So something to think about. But good games to Merc. I think we played one more. Maybe we didn't. I forget. I know that Merc invited me to a Fog game, and I was like, I don't know anything about Fog, man. I can't play Fog. And I played some game with Paltos23 that I might also cover. I don't want to flood the channel with my own games. I know that, like, more or less I made the channel to understand Advance Wars better. And I do want to do that, but I also want to give coverage to really good players. That's one reason. So another reason why I made the channel is to make sure that good Advance Wars players are getting seen on YouTube, that strong Advance Wars play is being covered on YouTube. You know, any competitive game, you can go on YouTube and find high-level players duking it out, and Advance Wars doesn't really have a whole lot of that, like top-rated players fighting one another. You have good players getting covered by DPSI occasionally, and certainly Snitch is really, really good and mostly covers his own games against other really good players. But, you know, just a channel where you can go and look at random players playing one another and know that they're pretty solid. Doesn't exist. Except for here. Get that here. That's about it. Shoutouts to Merc. Thanks a lot for inviting me to the game. It was a lot of fun. I do think it was really valuable. I think that I learned a lot. It made me a lot more confident to use Max in League games, and I think that I have won most of the Max League games I played since then. I know that I lost one, so maybe not all of them, but can't win them all. I'll be doing some mixed base open coverage as well, and maybe one other League game between who is it, like Rathael and Jax Raptor, I think, on Seashell Ocarina. It was a really cool looking game. I like Jax Raptor a lot. I wish that he'd joined the mixed base open, but oh well. I'll see you guys next time. Shoutouts to Mangs and Mangs viewers. If you're here from Mangs' channel, leave a comment below. I'll like your comment. You'll feel really good about that. It'll be cool. Thanks so much for coming and checking out my channel. Really appreciate it. I hope you guys like my videos. See you next time. Good luck.